The motherfucking world is a ghetto, full of magazines, full clips, and heavy metal when the smoke settles. I'm just looking for a big yellow. It's 6 to let 'em Dr. Dre. Hello. Percolating, keep 'em waiting while you sitting there hating. Your bitch is hyperventilating, hoping that we penetrating.
Hi, everyone. Yeah, I think we're going to survive. I think we're going to make it. It's in the way on my desk. Move the camera closer. All right. Good to be with you tonight. It's Comic Artist Pro Secrets. My name is Ethan Van Sciver, 26-year veteran of this stupid comic book industry. It is stupid too. I swear to God, some kind of new is going on right now. There's a Bleeding Cool article being passed around about how Miss Marvel is like the top selling comic at Marvel. I don't know. I mean, I kind of hope not. Actually, I do. I kind of hope so. I think that if Miss Marvel is the top selling, if Kamala Khan is the top selling comic book at Marvel, it makes a lot of sense. Yeah. It would make the world kind of make more sense. Like, why are they publishing this stupid book? This silly book that doesn't seem to be selling very well, at least not on the direct market. Why is it continuing to happen? Hey, everyone. Hello. Well, because they're saying that Kamala Khan is selling 500,000 copies. Or it sold 500,000 trade paperbacks. You know. That's pretty substantial. If that's true, and that's over the course of 9 trade paperbacks, if Kamala Khan has sold that many books, that means they're selling like 60,000, an average of 60,000 copies per trade paperback. How are they doing that? What on earth is going on? Well, you know, it could be several things. You know, it could very well have something to do with this. I mean, it could possibly have a little something to do with this and other things like it. Marvel dumps 250,000 graphic novels to liquidation outlets. Now, at this point, I mean, we're trying to find ways around the direct market. Trying to find ways to actually offload these books that are not selling. I mean, for one thing, to trick people into buying, to trick retailers into buying 500,000 copies of a book that, you know, people just kind of aren't really that interested in. That's one thing, but to actually get customers to buy it is another. And that is the situation, you know, that I think people are finding. Marvel dumping 250,000 graphic novels to liquidation outlets. This was reported back in November of 2018, and I'm pretty sure they've done it quite a few times since. It's been a great thing for comic book fans. Actual comic book fans are doing pretty good. Actual comic book fans are taking this and kind of enjoying it. I saw a picture of a fellow on Twitter, and he's just like, I mean, the guy looks like a barbarian. Like, he looks like a real comic book fan. He's got a beard and everything, and he's like, yeah, and his arms are spread over a table, and there must be 100 beautiful hardcover and softcover trade paperbacks of actual good stuff. No, actual good stuff. And he's just like, I got all of this stuff at Ollie's liquidation outlet. I'm like, damn. He's like, yeah, I got it for like pennies on the dollar. And I mean, you know, if that's the case, that's kind of good. But, you know, it also kind of points to the way that You know, these comics clearly are overpriced if they're not finding buyers at their price point. According to the most recent advertisement flyer for Ollie's Bargain Outlet, I've never been there, but I know that they also buy up like horrible Star Wars toys. I need to go there. I need to do a video from Ollie's and actually look at the Star Wars stuff. The Star Wars stuff. It appears that Marvel reached out to the nationwide chain of liquidation and discount stores to offload an excess stock of unsold comic books. In their advertisements, Ollie will sometimes include a small story which provides some details as to how the outlet chain acquired the merchandise. In regard to their acquisition of the Marvel stock, Ollie's writes, what's the story? Marvel called Ollie's looking to close out over 250,000 graphic novels. I mean, just unbelievable. Ollie's answered with Avengers. Whoops, we mean a vengeance. We bought it all to sell at a savings of up to 80% off. 80% off. 80% off. You can go there. You can get a trade paperback for $2. I mean, that is, you know, that's pretty good. That's not bad. Choose from a selection of all the Marvel favorites. Selection Marvel favorites. Well, second favorites, I would say. Not favorites necessarily. Selection will vary by store. Among the titles listed are Avengers Age of Ultron Prelude, Civil War II, and Original Sin. This is not the first time that Ollie's has received a massive stock of merchandise from a major publisher or Marvel specifically. January 2018, Ollie's received 19 truckloads of merchandise from DC Comics, offering their titles for up to 85%. This is terrible, terrible, terrible news. 85% off. Later in May of 2018, they would receive a combined 115,000 Marvel and DC trade paperbacks worth $2.5 million in publisher liquidation sales. There's a noted difference between past Marvel acquisitions, where Ollie's purchased the stock through liquidation sales, and this most recent instance where Marvel directly saw Ollie's help in offloading unsold product. This difference has led to speculation that Marvel may be attempting to offload product en masse in an effort to artificially inflate sales numbers. That is correct. That's awesome. God, it's so fucking awesome. Every day I laugh. Every day this stuff gets funnier and funnier. And I don't know what to tell you. It is very silly. Again, you know, today on Twitter, a bunch of people bragging, sending me this incredible link. And I mean, I don't know why you send it to me. Are you trying to make me like, am I supposed to feel sad? I would love this. If this were actually true, if this were the case, if it were true, that Marvel Comics was doing very, very well and selling tons and tons of comics, you know, specifically the SJW ones that we think are garbage, I would have to kind of shrug and go, good, maybe things are in better shape. Maybe the situation is better than you know, I've been led to believe it, and maybe everything's going to be okay. I don't think that's the case. I think there's a lot of weird people who are trying to convince other people that it's okay. Where is this article? Oh, I just found it here. This is so great. Hold on a second. I got to just show this. And I hope this guy doesn't mind me kind of showing his picture, but it is Twitter. And, you know, first of all, we've got Alexis Filth. She's the one that sent this over. Ms. Marvel has sold 500,000 trade paperbacks. Thank you, Rich Johnson. Rich Johnson, dishonest, a snake, oily snake. Can we just know? Will you just let me know? Were they sold at cover price? Were they sold at full cover price, full retail, or no? I mean, otherwise, this is really sad. Over 500,000 Ms. Marvel collections sold. Who is this for exactly? What is this? I mean, what is this? What is this right here? What is this? What is this with the pants? She's a victim of circus pants. I really don't get it. I don't understand. Yeah, I closed it. What else? All right, so there's that. That's very interesting. And then I kind of just go back to this here. This guy, and I had to retweet him. One of the greatest photos I've ever seen in my life. Look at him. I told you he looks like a Viking or a barbarian. This is a real comic book fan. This is a real comic book fan. This makes me so happy. First of all, he's in his basement. He's just like me. You know, he's in his basement. He's got the beard. He's losing a little on top. He is very much like me. And he's handsomer than me. But he's got, look at this. He got all this stuff from Ollie's. He got all this stuff from Ollie's discount chain. Just totally awesome. Totally awesome. Very, very proud. Bobo Vasquez says, look at that awesome beard. Yeah. Everybody's like, that dude's awesome. I'd like to buy him a beer. I would too. I would buy this guy a steak. I'd go have a steak with this guy because I know, you know what? I can tell he likes to eat. First of all, this guy likes to eat steak and he likes to drink beer. And there are so few people who want to go out with me, eat a big steak and have a beer or several beers. This guy's one of them. I would definitely treat him. He would be, it would be a good time. So that's the thing. So we got a lot of silliness. All right. So, I wanted to tell you guys, I survived. I survived the tornado. Hold on. Let me just, let me keep my fingers crossed when I'm saying that. I survived the tornado. There was a tornado that touched down 1.5 miles from my house. And they were talking about what streets it was on, you know? And I was just like, oh my God. They told me to get in my basement. I was like, I'm already here. Honestly, you know, I'm safe. I'm safe from tornadoes. I pretty much am in the basement 24/7. If the basement is the safest place to be, I'm in the safest place to be at all times. Bobo Vasquez says, don't jinx yourself. I love tornadoes as long as it doesn't take lives. I went outside. I was like, I'm going to live stream from the backyard. And Andrew's like, don't do that. I'm like, why? She's like, because I think they want me around. But you know what? It didn't, like, first of all, there was no wind. Even though I looked up at the sky, I wanted to show you guys the sky. It was dark with like black pendulous clouds zooming over. I mean, going so fast, and it looked pretty frightening. But there was no wind and no rain, I guess that hit other people, but it didn't hit us. I was kind of like, I was kind of glad because I tweeted something that was pretty embarrassing. You know, just a few hours prior, I tweeted something embarrassing, and it was kind of like shot chaser. Hold on, let me show you this too. This is not the right thing to, like, if I had been blown away by a tornado today, this would have been the worst thing. And if SJWs dunked on me for this, I'd be like, cheers, you're right. Oh, hell yeah. Get ready to reap the whirlwind, SJW scum. Get ready to reap the whirlwind, SJW scum. And then, you know, shot and then chaser. Here we go. Here's the chaser. Tornado warning. Oh, no. Do you know what I mean? Midnight Images. Thanks for $2. EVS, come to my restaurant. Steak and beer on me. Where's your restaurant? That sounds good. Yeah. That does sound good. All right. Look at this. So in any case, you know, what am I talking about? Reap the whirlwind, SJW scum. Why do they need to reap the whirlwind? Well, this is pretty important. We've been following this story, and it is, it's something that Zack is really enjoying because, you know, your boy Zack is in the middle of a lawsuit with Mark Waid for exactly the same thing that Oberlin College was being sued for by a bakery, by Gibson's Bakery, which is across the street from the college. Now, to recap and let you guys know exactly what this is about, Gibson's Bakery is a 5-generation bakery, just a small family business that's been there for a long time. And Gibson's Bakery has the misfortune of being across the street from Oberlin College in Ohio. Is this in Ohio? Let me just double check that. I'm pretty sure it's in Ohio. It is in Ohio. Oberlin College, far left-wing weirdo, social justice warrior school. On November 9th, 2016, take yourself back to that time. A day after the president, Trump, the God Emperor, won the election. Oberlin College, just like almost every other liberal left-wing individual, pretty much lost their minds. There were some that I don't want to generalize. Some were reasonable about it. Some were just like, "Well, we'll get you next time." A lot of them were screaming for blood in the streets. Now, on November 9th, Gibson's Bakery, evidently, three fellows who were black came into the store and shoplifted. They shoplifted from the bakery, and the bakery caught them and called the police. Now, because feelings of, oh my God, the world is going to end because suddenly everybody feels emboldened to be racist, feelings like that caused Oberlin College to take this as though the bakery were being racist for calling the police, because three shoplifters were arrested there who were people of color. So Oberlin College started to preach that the bakery was racist and set their SJW wackadoo students loose on the bakery. Called the bakery Nazis, called them racist, did everything that you would expect SJWs to do. SJWs are extremists, and they have the pedal to the metal at all times. There is no reasonable discussion with them. There's no nuance. They're going to take it to the absolute extreme. If there's something worse that they can call you than Hitler, they would call you Satan, but they don't believe in God. So if there was something that they could call you worse than Nazi, worse than Hitler, they would. But at the moment, it's like, that's it, and it's like, what can we do? We can't call you pedophiles. Most SJWs are pedophile. I'm sorry. Probably I took that a bit too far. I'm not necessarily saying that's true, but it might be true in some instances. They call you all Nazis. Now, this did terrible things to the business, and thank God, Gibson's Bakery decided that they would actually go ahead and sue. Brian, last name, thanks for $10. As I do all your videos, I'm really enjoying your older you can draw and how-to videos. I still stink at drawing, but I need to get better. I have a lot of ideas floating around. Thanks, Uncle E. Hey, Brian, last name, keep it up. And thank you so much for the super chat. Thanks for being in the audience. Appreciate you. All right, so here's the thing. This is absolutely fantastic. The bakery sued the college. The bakery held the college responsible for radicalizing their crazy students. Imagine, I'm just going to look at this from my perspective right now. I'm not going to look at it from the perspective of, somebody who votes Republican. Just forget about all that. I'm going to think of myself as a parent with a son who is of college age. And I'm going to think about how I send my son to Oberlin College to get an education so that he'll learn how to make a living. So educate him so that he'll be ready for the world as it actually exists. I want my kid to be a productive member of society. So I sent him to college, and I accidentally sent him to Oberlin College. Therein, crazy, far left wing, hippie, wacky, probably pedophiles, professors take the kids, my son being one of them, and turn them into far left wing lunatics, and then tell them that the bakery across the street is full of Nazis and they need to do something about it. And my kid's 18, 19 years old. What does he know? And he goes over there and he starts harassing the bakery. This college is actually using my kid. This college is thinking of my child as a bullet in their stupid leftist gun to go out and harass good businessmen like this fellow. Look at his neck brace. They called him a Nazi so hard it hurt his neck. Look at him. He's feeling pretty good today, and so is he. These sons of bees. Midnight Images says, we have a private room that holds up to 150 people right on the Navasink River outside the courtyard. On the river, I'm thinking Cyberfrog release party. Well, that sounds nice. Yeah, I would like to do a Cyberfrog release party. And that would be fun. Another $10 from Jay Alexander. Shameless plug for my sports horror comic at swimclubcomic.com. Also, Oberlin got wrecked by the justice. Thank you, justice system. Thank you. So it is extreme. Now, here's the thing. I'm a little confused. about what the actual damages were, because here it says 33 million. Did Fox News get it wrong when they said 44 million? I don't know. Has Fox News ever been wrong before? Has Fox News ever been wrong? I'm going to go with Fox News, the most trusted name in news. Written by Frank Miles here. Here's Gibson's Bakery, worm's eye view. This is the angle. This is the view of Gibson's Bakery that the SJWs and Oberlin College now have of the bakery. They're on their knees. No, they're on their bellies before it. Knocked the out. Knocked the out by the justice system. Gibson's Bakery, thank you so much. A jury has awarded $33.2 million in punitive damages to Gibson's Bakery, whose owners claimed Ohio's Oberlin College and an administrator hurt their business and libeled them during a dispute that triggered protests and allegations of racism following a shoplifting incident. Purple Smart points out that the eye line is your horizon. That is correct. That is correct. Thank you for remembering. I taught you guys about the horizon line. The horizon line, as you can see, is pretty low. Okay, we're like right at ankle height here. That's where the horizon line is in this image. If you were to draw this photo, the horizon line right about here, that's your eye line. That would mean that your eyes are right down here, which would mean that you are on your belly looking up at Gibson's Candy Ice Cream Bakery and saying, please, God, don't sue us for $44 million, please. No, F you. Oberlin School, here's the thing. Here's the thing. I don't even know if Oberlin College is itself a far left-wing institution, but they made the mistake that so many people, so many businesses do make. They hired SJWs. They hired SJWs, and when you hire SJWs within your business, they do what SJWs do. They propagate SJWism, and they bring in more SJWs. So Oberlin College literally got woke and is now going to go way broke, paying at least $33.2 million in punitive damages to Gibson's Bakery. All right, so a jury has awarded them $33.2 million in punitive damages, whose owners claim Ohio's Oberlin College and an administrator hurt their business and libeled them during a dispute over a shoplifting incident that triggered protests and allegations of racism. The Chronicle Telegram reported the same jury awarded Gibson's business and family members more than $11 million in actual or compensatory damages, bringing the total award to more than $44 million. That's enough to destroy a college. You know? Oh, that'd be nice if an actual college had to sit there and complain to Bernie Sanders about its extreme debt. My student debt, my student loans. Racial dispute at Bakery, Royals, Liberal College Town. The Lorain County jury Friday awarded David Gibson $5.8 million, son of Alan Gibson, $3 million, and Gibson's Bakery $2.2 million. The protest occurred after Allison Gibson, who is white, confronted a black student who shoplifted a bottle of wine. Two other black students joined in and assaulted. I didn't know that. They actually beat the crap out of this woman. They beat her up. The students pleaded guilty to misdemeanors and read statements in court saying Gibson's actions weren't racially motivated. An attorney said the Gibsons just wanted the truth to come out. Donica Thomas Varner, the college's general counsel, didn't return Fox News' request for comment via email. You don't say. You don't say. Last week, she said she was disappointed with the verdict. Oh, you're going to be more than disappointed. And denied the college had defamed the bakery or its owners. F you. I'm sorry. A jury decided neither Oberlin College nor Dean Meredith Raimondo defamed a local business or its owners, and they never endorsed statements made by others, Varner reportedly said. Rather, the college and Dr. Raimondo worked to ensure the students' freedom of speech was protected and that the students' demonstrations were safe and lawful, and they attempted to help the plaintiffs repair any harm caused by the student protest. That's not your job. Your job is not to protect the students' freedom of speech. Your job is to educate the students. Your job isn't to sit there and ensure that their demonstrations were safe and lawful. You lunatics, your job is to provide them with an education. You weirdos. How much longer are we going to put up with this stupidity? I'm sick of it. Absolutely sick of it. The lawsuit was yet another flashpoint in the nationwide controversy surrounding universities and political correctness. Oberlin, in particular, has provoked conservative desire for its apparent deference to politically correct ideas. Back in 2018, for example, actress and Oberlin alumnus, of course, Lena Dunham. Lena motherfucking Dunham came from this hellhole. That is the end result. That is what these pieces of human excrement are filling society with right now. Lena Dunham's big fat cows writing books about molesting their little sisters. Disgusting pieces of filth. Perverted, debauched, pig-like human beings. Lena Dunham, to Kylo Ren's eternal shame. One of his early roles in the TV show Girls for HBO. He had to have disgusting, dirty intercourse with Lena Dunham on his filthy couch. He made her wait, though. Lena Dunham is the pinnacle of SJW horror. Ugh. Ugh. She's a perverted pig fetus in a jar. Dante in Ravina says, tweeted photos. My library has 70 plus copies of Ms. Marvel. Oh, that's interesting. There was a scheme to force libraries all around the country to purchase and stock copies of Ms. Marvel trade paperbacks. That scheme seems to have come to fruition. Mike Jenkins says, Lena Dunham is the antidote to Viagra. Yes, that's right. That's right. Hatch45S0SX says, hold that L, social justice douches. Hold that L. Dickelson says, how messed up is it that I didn't know who Lena Dunham was until you mentioned what she did to her sister. She talked about putting pebbles inside her baby sister. She is a literal piece of garbage. Disgusting, weirdo, New York pervert. Hideous, insisting on being naked. I don't want to see you naked. Why are you making me see you naked? I'm flipping through the channels. I'm like, I wonder what's on Showtime. I wonder what's on HBO. I don't want to see that. HBO, no. Lena Dunham's on. Jake Foley, thanks for $5. Lena Dunham is so radioactive, even other SJWs are scared of her these days. She is. I mean, I think Lena Dunham has been defeated. There's a Chernobyl joke in there somewhere, but I'm not gonna search for it out of respect for those boys who had to sweep the roof in 90 seconds. Go watch that show. It's good. Ted Rod, thanks for $2. Yo, my man, F these whammon. Well, I mean, not in so many words, but yes. Yes. Lena Dunham with her sweatpants down to her knees, crouched up on all fours on some dirty couch. HBO, no. And here comes Adam Driver. And he got that last name in that scene, in that moment. Don't watch Girls. Don't watch that show. Don't watch that show. Thank you. Back in 2016, for example, I'm just telling you what's in the show. Some of you are like, stop. I can't. Chris Sawyer says, EVS, please stop. I've thrown up enough today. Chris Sawyer, I can't help it. Some things are just natural emetics. I don't know what you want me to do. I don't know what you want me to do. Margaret Miracle says, please stop. I am the, you know what? My wife said, you're a little like Orson Welles. Now, I took that to mean my radio skills. That's what I took that to mean. Okay. All right. Thank you. Back in 2016, for example, actress and Oberlin alumnus Lena Dunham drew attention to an incident in which students complained that the college had engaged in cultural appropriation by serving sushi and other food. What other food? I had Chinese food today. Tonight, we ordered Chinese food from Happy Family Chinese. Were we happy? Or it's okay. It was all right. I don't feel like I engaged in cultural appropriation. Other colleges like the University of Illinois face lawsuits as they impose what some consider to be politically correct speech codes and chilled students' First Amendment rights through regimes known as bias response teams. Is that it? Is that it? That's the end? Fox, that is not a good way to end this article. Here's how I would like to end this article. Do you see Gibson's right here? Gibson's Bakery? This represents your boy Zack. Just picture this entryway. This is your boy Zack standing tall. Standing tall. This POV is Mark Waid, POS. Mark Waid is guilty of exactly what Oberlin College was just found guilty of, allegedly, in my opinion. In my opinion, Mark Waid is guilty of everything that Oberlin College was just found guilty of. And your boy Zack, who is not a victim, who never wants to be a victim, he doesn't want to be a victim. He just wants to read comics and he just wants them to be good. He can't help it that they all suck. He just wants them to be good. Mark Waid didn't like some of the things that your boy Zack had to say about his own comics, such as that horrible, what was that? The New Champions? Did you guys read that? Cracklin, thanks for $4.99. SJW's culturally appropriated Marvel and DC. F&A. What about the culture of Marvel and DC that they've appropriated? A lot of people are saying Zack's the real victim. Zack's a true American. I don't think Zack wants to be considered a victim. I just think that Zack just doesn't want to be victimized by monstrous mob tactics from fat 50-year-old Cartmans in the comic book industry. 50, 60-year-old Eric Cartmans. How old is Mark Waid? He's got to be 60 years old. Bring him to me. If you see your boy Zack, bring him to me. Let me deal with him. Professor Rumendev, thank you for $5. Once DNC wins the lawsuit, we should name him Ya Man Zack. What a great idea. What a great idea. 110 people watching right now. Thank you. Thank you, all of you, for spending your evening. Listen. Oh, I'm sorry, 1,531 people watching. I misunderestimated my audience. Thank you. 1,531 people watching. Watching and feeling what I have to say about your boy Zack, who is standing tall even though he has been attacked. Your boy Zack, if he were anybody else, he would have been dead of 1,000 different cuts. He and I talk sometimes about exactly all of the crazy stuff that's been done to us that we've just forgotten about, that we've just moved on from. Every day it's some new stupid thing. We can't keep track of this stuff. I should have kept a journal. Your boy Zack's War Journal, Volume 1. Drawn by Jim Lee or Mike Zack. Would have been illustrated by those guys. We didn't do it. We didn't keep journals. At least I didn't. Your boy Zack might have. I didn't keep a journal. As the preposterously stupid things that these weird purple-haired perverts were doing. All of the just perfidy, all of the evil, all of the garbage that was headed our way from these idiots over comics, over the fact that they had felt that they claimed the comic book industry and they did not want to deal with any criticism. They did not want to be rooted out like the ticks and the parasites that they are. Ticks and parasites work best when nobody notices. That's why they burrow into your hair and suck the blood from your very brain. A tick will go right into your scalp. You don't know it's there. You have hair. I don't. That's how I find them. That is how ticks work best. You can't uproot what you don't see, what you don't notice. And therefore, the parasite can utterly drain the host organism dry before anyone even notices that it's there. And that is why we needed your boy Zack in Diversity in Comics, and to a much lesser extent, the egg known as Captain Cummings. I don't know where he went. But your boy Zack knew. He knew, and he pointed this stuff out every single day. Every single day he talked about what they were doing, and people listened. People listened. And thus, the parasites turned on him. Maybe if we all work together, we can drain this Cassandra who is pointing at what's going on and saying, this is a sin, this is a sin, this is a sin. What you're doing to the comic book industry is a sin. Zack is going to let people know. People knew. Everyone knew. Everyone knew he was right. Even tentacle porn perverts in the major news media knew that your boy Zack was right. They knew he was right. So they tried to destroy him. None of them succeeded. None of them succeeded. He stood tall. You stood tall with him. If it wasn't for you guys, if it wasn't for you and his fans, it's the same with me. I mean, I need you guys just as much, if not more, than your boy Zack needs you. But if it wasn't for you guys who stood tall, who watched his videos, still watch his videos every day, even the boring ones where he talks about how good Star Trek movies are, those are boring. But because of you guys, Zack has stood up and he has found the strength and the resources to sue the living F out of the leader of the parasites, or at least the only parasite who was stupid enough to leave behind a trail and do all of his sucking in plain sight. Mark Waid sucked where everybody could see him. Mark Waid sucked and he sucked and he sucked. And people saw what he was doing. People saw Mark Waid sucking and they said, there he is. He left evidence behind. Jason Green, thanks for $5. Glad you're safe from the bad weather. New job, 3 times the salary, which means Longhorn Steakhouse is on me. Keep preaching the truth. Jason, thank you. And thank you for the package that you sent. Your boy Zack had a comic book deal. Your boy Zack loved G.I. Joe. Your boy Zack wanted to do a comic book that was kind of like G.I. Joe, except with superheroes that were retired. Retired superheroes that are now soldiers of fortune. He put it together with one of the greatest comic book artists of our generation, John Malin. Another man who could stand tall, who took slings and arrows, and he said, grab a whore and row. And he put together a comic book. The two of them put together a comic book and they promoted it. They offered it to you guys. They showed you an excellent drawing of an entire team called the Jawbreakers running on a roof. And he said, please support me so I can put this comic book out. And you guys supported him. We all supported him. We all supported your boy Zack. Everybody bought his comic. Everybody did. There's not one person who didn't buy his comic book. I'm pretty sure. His comic book raised $404,000, something like that. Maybe more than that. I don't know the exact amount. I can't remember. But it did really, really well. This displeased SJWs like Mark Waid. Your boy Zack, he told people, Zack still had faith. Like, Zack thought the world made sense. He thought the world was still fair. So he said, I'm going to be publishing at Antarctic Press. They're going to publish this comic book. And as soon as Mark Waid heard that, he said, Antarctic Press, I've heard of them. And Mags Visaggio said, the important thing is that it not get published. And Mark Waid agreed. Mark Waid agreed with Mags Visaggio. And he called up Ben Dunn, I think, or Joe Dunn, one of the two of them. And he said, "Do you hear that? Those are the hounds of hell. The soy-based hounds of hell are out there screeching, and they're going to descend upon your little business. And I could do what I could do. I might be able to stop them, but not if you publish Zack." And Mag said, "Yeah, do not publish Zack." And they said, "Oh my God." And they called Zack the next day and they said, "I don't think we can do it. Zack, I don't think we can do it. I don't think we can. I've never seen anything like, I've never felt this kind of abuse." And I said, "You pussies." I was angry. I was angry. Oh, I got a $20 super chat. Larry Romano says, "Faith moves mountains." Yes, it does. Plum Logan, thanks for $2. Ballad of Your Boy. Mark Waid heard the next day that Antarctic Press had ended their agreement with your boy Zack. And he said, "Well, let's just take a couple of days before we actually announce this. I don't want this to seem like I'm taking a victory lap." And Max Visaggio said, "The important thing is that it's not being published." The important thing for whom? For whom? For your boy Zack's tens of thousands of fans? For the customers of Antarctic Press? For Joe and Ben Dunn? Two men who had been pouring their own resources into keeping their comic book company alive for years, who now might actually see some profits? Was it important for them? No. It was important to a bunch of slimy half-wit perverts. Dirty. Lena Dunham with a penis. I'm referring to Mark Waid when I say that. Lena Dunham with a penis. I'm referring to Mark Waid. I repeat. And Mark Waid went to them and he said, I just have to know something. I didn't bully you, right? I'm hearing some things like, you might have thought that I bullied you. Mark Waid was asking this question because his SJW friend said, hey, you fool, you broke the law. You idiot. You publicly broke the law. And so he felt the need to go to the Dunn brothers and just get it on. Can I get it in writing that I didn't bully you? Can I get it in writing? I'm going to ask you again. I'm going to ask you again. I'm going to ask you again. Put it in writing for me that I didn't bully you. Because did I bully you? Are we the baddies? Yes, you're the baddies. You killed your boy Zack's contract. Your boy Zack could have been on Jawbreakers number 4 right now. Nico Sar says, is this the end of Western Civ, Uncle Ethan? Yes, it is. I hope. Mr. Melange says, did you see a few SJWs went after Mags for defending Chelsea Kane? They called her a bootlicker. Nothing makes sense anymore. That's right. I need you to say I didn't bully you. I need you to say it. Here's where we find ourselves today. We find ourselves in a very similar situation. Where did I put it? Damn it. There it is. We find ourselves in a very similar situation today as the bakery that was bullied by Oberlin College SJWs and called racist. We find ourselves in that predicament ourselves. The exact same predicament as your boy Zack, Richard C. Meyer. Why do they call him Richard C. Meyer? What does the C have to do with anything? Just Richard C. Meyer. I don't call myself Ethan D. Van Sciver. Maybe I will. Maybe I need to show people the D. Ethan D. Van Sciver. Maybe that's what people need right now. Yeah. So this is where we find ourselves. We find ourselves in a situation where your boy Zack needs to sue the living hell out of Mark Waid. And he needs to do it. He needs to do it ostentatiously. He needs to win this lawsuit. Why? Because it's the right thing. Why? Because he's the good guy. Why? Because Mark Waid is the bad guy. Let me reread this thing that I wrote many years ago. Was it many years ago? When did I do this? Months ago, I guess. When I started this GoFundMe campaign for my friend, your boy Zack. My friend, I said. I call him my friend. I'm sure many of you would call Richard C. Meyer your friend too. I'm sure that you feel that way. No, Ethan D does not stand for D's nuts. It stands for Daniel, not D's nuts. My friend Richard C. Meyer, aka your boy Zack, aka Diversity in Comics, is suing powerful and well-connected comic book author Mark Waid for tortious interference and defamation. He's my pal, and I want to help him. You're also his friends, and you might want to help him too. For those who don't know him, Richard C. Meyer is a longtime comic book fan. He's a Marine, by the way. He's a soldier. Fought for this country twice. The only thing Mark Waid ever fought for was the last donut. And he fought against me. He lost. Richard C. Meyer is a longtime comic book fan and more recently a critic of the far leftist influence in these stories. He became a YouTube critic of comic books when he noticed a clear pattern of political hectoring within these superhero stories, but far worse, a diseased practice of political harassment by comic book nerds towards their customers online. He stood up and articulated the feelings of frustration that thousands and thousands of comic book fans felt as they watched their hobby twisted into a megaphone for extremists, and he gained a large following for it. This came with consequences. Those he criticized formed a targeted harassment campaign against him, smearing his good name and attempting to ruin his life. He countered this with creativity. When he crowdfunded his own comic book, it raised an unbelievable sum of $400,000. They panicked. Mark Waid, a bully, a loathsome, sicko bully, with in my opinion, with a history of harassing those who disagree with him, well-documented, known bully, known harasser, a man who wanted to beat the crap out of Jude Terror, a man who wanted to flip the table of zombie artist, fan favorite, painter, artist, creator, Arthur Sujam. I'll go over there and flip his table. And he would. Known bully, known harasser, known history of harassing those who disagree with him, took it upon himself to call Zack's publisher and interfere with the contract they had between them. He bragged about it like an idiot. Before and after doing it, he scared this publisher. I like the way I write. I write simply. Oh my gosh. I read Cyberfrog Blood Honey again tonight. It's so good, dude. I don't care. I'm so happy with it. Feeling good about myself. He scared this publisher. And Richard lost his publishing deal. This was a foul misdeed and needed to be answered. Richard sunk the profits from his comic book into a lawsuit against Waid, and Waid is now crowdfunding his own defense to protect his ability to threaten comic book publishers who wish to publish moderate or right-leaning comics. That's all his. What is Mark Waid doing? Why is he raising money? Why is he doing anything? Why isn't he trying to settle this lawsuit? Oh, because Mark Waid thinks he has the right to decide who gets to publish a comic book and who doesn't. Mark Waid thinks he has the right to choose which books certain comic book companies publish and which books they don't publish. Not just humanoids. We've seen his track record of what he thinks is publishable. It ain't good. Mark Waid should not be selecting who gets to publish what at all. Ever. And even if he were good at it, he shouldn't have that right. He wishes to enshrine his ability to threaten anyone opposed to him, to ruin lives, reputations, and careers in virtue signaling, and I use this word advisedly, and I don't take it back, I would like to underscore it, tantrums. Literal tantrums. Laying on the floor, screaming and beating his fist on the ground. He is at the heart, the very heart of the problem in comics. And we must not allow Richard's limited resources to be the reason why he isn't stopped. Your donations will be used to pay lawyers and make sure this case goes to trial so Richard doesn't have to settle the case quietly due to a lack of funds. Your donations could change the comic book industry back to a safe place to do business and avoid the harassment and threats of political extremists. Donate now. Donate generously. This man needs to be stopped by legal means and never permitted to do this to another creative person again. Make your statement here. You're next. If you are a creative person, you could be next. Don't let people like this decide who gets to have their comics published and who doesn't. The link to Zack's GoFundMe, of course, is in the description. If you haven't given him $5, $10, $20, in one case, $10,000. That's somebody who really believes, and God bless them. Thank you for that. If you haven't donated yet, please do. Take this time to stand up, donate. Friends of your boy, Zack. I donated. I don't know what I donated to. Let me see. Highest donations. Look at this. These are people who believe. These are people who believe. Oh, Corinne L., thank you so much. Oh, there I am. Only $500. That's how much I believe. I only believe $500 worth. I'll put some more in there. That's a lot, though. $500 is a lot. It's just only half of what Corinne gave, and that's not that great that I did that. I should double what Corinne gave. Yeah. Thank you, guys. Your boy Zack's in the chat. He says, I just mailed another $12,000 to the law firm today, thanks to the donations of everyone. That's enormous. All right. All of this money is going to Zack's lawyers. This isn't cheap. This isn't cheap. This is why bullies exist and prosper, because it's expensive to oppose them. Zack isn't a bakery. He doesn't have, his bakery might have like $1 million in the bank saved up, you know. Zack doesn't have $1 million saved up. You know, he can't really do much without the help of his fans. Can't. So, you know, yeah, I know it's a lot. Cracklin says, can you repeat EVS? I wasn't listening. Yeah, I'll go back to the start. We'll do the whole thing over again. We'll do this whole lecture over again. Thank you to everyone. Thank you to everyone who's donated. Thank you. If you have $1, if you have $5, if you have $20, whatever you have that you can donate to this cause, please do it. You know. Earth Citizen 9 says, hail, great noble Caesar. Thank you for story time. I hope we get another piano stream. It made my workouts joyous. Well, I mean, you know what? Zack says I play piano like a thalidomide baby. So I want you to take that into consideration when you donate to him. Maybe don't donate that much to him because he said I play piano like I have flippers. That's not nice. I think I'm a pretty skilled pianist, honestly. No. I take that back. Donate to Zack. Don't worry about it. You know, do not give him Bitcoin. That's collapsing. Don't give him any Bitcoin. Give him real money that's backed up by the U.S. Treasury. Rack3D says he's not wrong. I was good today. I was playing, while the tornado was coming, I was playing Hello by Lionel Richie. I sounded great. Andrea told me to stop. She said, you want to be playing Hello by Lionel Richie when like the doors blow open and the house collapses? She's like, we just bought this house. I don't want it to collapse. You know, I said, that's a good point. Hello, I just got to let you know. I'm almost done. I can't, because I wonder where you are. You know, I thought it was pretty good. Earth Citizen 9 says work day, not work out. Working out is metal time. Did I get that wrong? Sometimes lately, this is how I know I'm getting old. Work day, joyous. Okay, yeah. That's how I know I'm getting old. I'm actually saying things wrong. Like I was reading, this is so embarrassing, and people are picking up on it and making fun of me like a lot. I'm sitting there reading Mark Miller's credits, and I'm like, yeah, Mark Miller, creator of Kick-Ass, and I meant to say the Kingsman, and I said the Klansman. Why the hell would I say the Klansman? That doesn't come out of my mouth very often. I don't. Trioxin says, you get a $5, Meyer gets a bill. Thanks for all you do. Hey, Trioxin, thank you so much. That's enormous. Earth Citizen 09 says, you should check out Faith No More's cover of Lionel's Easy. It's a great cover. I've heard that. Yeah, I have to admit, I like that too. I'm like, I don't say Klansman, right? I was thinking, why would I say Klansman? How many times do I say Klansman? Yeah. Richard Weffis says, rescue workers after the tornado. Sing hello. Is it me you're looking for? Yeah. Here's my hand. Grab it. Pull me out of the rubble that used to be my home. I'm so glad that, the tornado just flew right to the left of us and didn't hit us. And I'm grateful for that. I'm very, very grateful for that. That's an awesome, awesome thing. All right. So what else is going on in the world today? Quite a few things. Rob Liefeld. By the way, I don't know what's going on with Rob. Rob is in the news a lot now. Can I get rid of this? Everything about Bleeding Cool is a bleeding nightmare. Okay, good. Rob Liefeld has been in the news a lot lately. Just to talk about something different. While you're donating to your boy Zack, let me tell you about Rob Liefeld. Rob Liefeld is being very, very funny. He came out and he said, look, DC Comics it's going off a cliff. It's going off a cliff. And because he said that, everyone had to speculate whether or not DC Comics was going off a cliff. Here's 411 Mania, for example. Is Rob Liefeld right about DC Comics driving off a cliff? I mean, I hope not, but Rob was cracking up about it. He's like, I need popcorn over this. He's like, I want popcorn. I would, if DC were going over a cliff, I would probably want salt and vinegar potato chips for that eventuality, not popcorn. And I wouldn't be happy about it, but like salt and vinegar potato chips, you eat them and you're like, these are good, but they're not, they kind of bite back, but they're good, but yeah, they're real sour like that, Popcorn is just easy. You just eat popcorn. I'm Steve Gustafsson, and thanks for stopping by. Don't forget to check out 411. What is this? Where's the Rob Liefeld article? Is Rob okay. Is Rob Liefeld right about DC's collapse? Say what you want about Rob Liefeld as an artist and a writer, but the man knows how to get attention. He's built his career on it. This is 100% correct. You know what I would say about Rob Liefeld as an artist? I would say that, and I've said this before, first of all, don't look too close. But Rob Liefeld is a lot like punk music in the 1970s. You can make 3 chords sound really, really, really good with the right energy. With the right energy, you can totally rock out 3 chords. And that's what Rob Liefeld is. Rob Liefeld knows 3 chords, and he plays them loud. He plays them fast. And he is punk rock, man. His stuff is just electric. It used to be. I haven't looked at his stuff lately. I don't know if he's, if his stuff's getting boring now. But, back in the day with, Youngblood, sit down and if you're a guitarist, play Anarchy in the UK. It's like, you could play it. You could play it with flippers. I know that personally. Our Citizen 09 says, Caesar, is it possible Liefeld is wanting to test the Comicsgate waters? No, almost certainly not. No. And Rob doesn't draw very well, but Rob puts electricity on the paper, Yeah, when it comes to Rob Liefeld, people are like, "Would you think he wants to come to Comicsgate?" No, Rob doesn't believe that social justice warriors are a problem. Rob would never come out and say that. Hey, look at this woman scratching her neck. How is that her hand? That's a man's hand. That's a man's hand. All right, sorry. No, Rob would never admit that social justice warriors are a problem within comics, even though I'm sure he feels that way. He doesn't feel it to the degree where it's something that he needs to get involved with. He doesn't want to get involved in that. You know, I really dislike SJWs. I promise you, Rob does too. But he doesn't. He's not gonna. What's he gonna do? Yeah. Uh, why can't Rob express himself? I'm not saying he can. I'm just saying there's some things he cares about and some things he doesn't. And Dino Palacio says, "Settle down, EVS. It's a woman's hand." No, that was not. Go back and look again. That was freaky, and she was clawing her neck until it was bloody. Say what you want about Rob Liefeld as an artist and a writer. Thank you, I will. But the man knows how to get attention. He's built his career on it. Looking to add prophesier to his resume, Rob is predicting the death of DC Comics in the near future. Liefeld went on a Twitter run saying DC will drive off a cliff real soon. His tweet and exchanges touched off a firestorm and got to be so heated that Mr. Liefeld said he was leaving Twitter because of it. How long that will last is anyone's guess. Here's what he tweeted. He said, DC Comics going to drive off a cliff here real soon. Got to get my popcorn. I ain't never seen a company in as much disarray as DC Comics. Thank God they have Batman to act as their Tylenol, aspirin, laughing gas. You shouldn't have said Tylenol and aspirin. It's the same thing. Laughing gas. It's, come up with 3 different drugs that call for different ailments. He says more Batman will fix it. Yeah. Well, there's some truth to that. And while he had a number of other back and forth exchanges, another tweet that stood out was, "I've been making comic books professionally for 33 years, since I was 18. I have record-setting sales. You bitches want to attempt to lecture me?" And then he goes, "I'll block you faster than you can say my name." That's kind of bitch made. When he should have said, "If you you bitches want to attempt to lecture me, I'll boot your asses out of your mom's basement." You know, but he said, "I'll block you on Twitter." That's not that cool. That's disappointing. Come up with something better than that. Let's put aside any personal feelings about Rob and ask ourselves why a comic book legend has come out saying DC is in disarray. He's seen plenty during his tenure and seems to have his hand on the pulse of the industry more often than not. Sable Co, thanks for $2.99, says, "Will you be changing Cyberfrog to Cyber People?" Yes, I will. I want it to be more inclusive. Cyber uh, living beings. Does he know something that we don't know? No. A quick glance at the latest sale showed DC topped May 2019 with Deceased, Doomsday Clock, and Batman Last Night on Earth. They made a number of changes and shifting to their lineup that looks like it's helped sales. Not without hiccups, of course. Personally, I'm enjoying a number of DC books. While what's going on behind the scenes might be less than ideal, I'm not quite sold on they will be off a cliff real soon, as Mr. Liefeld claims. People hit Rob with this drawing over. You can't escape it. You do one of the worst drawings in comic book history just once, and you cannot escape it. Look at this drawing of Captain America. I mean, it looks like his chest is a refrigerator door that's open. And I remember when he did this. This was like 98. This was right around 97 to 98, I think. This was Heroes Reborn. And Marvel Comics crawled back on their hands and knees and said, will you Image guys come back and please help us. You guys come back and do our characters." And Jim Lee took Fantastic Four, and I think Thor, and Rob Liefeld took Captain America, and I don't know what else. So anyway, it was overnight. They had to just bust out a drawing for promo. They were going to announce this. It was going to be a big thing. And, Jim Lee sat down and busted out a Fantastic Four drawing in a day that was just phenomenal. Rob Liefeld seemingly had less time, was distracted by something, and he turned in this. It's just like, when you say "hold my beer" to Captain America, you don't mean on his boobs. Hopefully that's not what you mean. Skeetney, thanks for $10. Said, found an issue of a Rob Liefeld Bloodstrike, the one where you touch the cover, blood spots show up, at my local bookstore and bought it. DC will live forever. And by Marvel, I predict with autism. Yeah. Richard Weffa says Cap's torso is 2 feet thick. Yeah. It's not that you can rest a beer right here, legit. That's the thing. So it really looks like you should just go and slam this closed. I want to walk up to him and just slam him closed, slam his chest back, onto his other clavicle. You left this open again. It's beeping, and then slam it. I don't know why Zinker didn't fix this. I don't know. In any case, this drawing has tortured Rob. He cannot escape this drawing. It's pretty funny. Rob has been, I've done terrible drawings before, but none of them have been stuck to me. You can kind of skimp past some bad drawings that you've done. People don't remember them. Yeah. And the thing about being an artist, by the way, and I've thought about this before, I'm I could make a case, depending on which drawings you show, I could make myself look totally awesome, or I could make myself look like I suck so bad just by the number. Take 10 drawings, 10 of my best drawings, 10 of my worst drawings, and you can make a case either way. Yes, I am. Dwight says thanks for $10. Says, sorry I'm late to class. Is this the same dude who can't draw hands to save his life? To save his life, I don't know. He's not the best hand drawer, He's not the best at it. I don't think he's the worst at it. It's the feet that people say. Richard Weffa says, that fridge door is so open I can see Kyle Rayner's girlfriend. Yeah, in there's a woman all chopped up. Gail Simone's getting upset. Good one, by the way. Nice job. Rob has been more and more vocal recently with his opinions, which comes with the territory when you're the creator of some of the hottest properties in comic books and movies. His personally opinions have riled up a hefty section of social media, and while it's unfortunate, it's not surprising in today's sticky climate. Cameron Thomas, thanks for $2. Cap with breasts is Skeletor's best disguise yet. Sharky Draws, thanks for $10. What is your worst drawing that still haunts you to this day? So much stuff in the old Cyberfrog, but the old 90s Cyberfrog is bad. There's only maybe 4 drawings of Cyberfrog in the 90s that I think are really good still. Worst drawing. Probably a bunch of stuff from Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps, because I was rushed so many times. And there's one particular cover that I absolutely can't stand. I had 6 hours to do it. But, I don't know. I'd have to go through and everything that I did individually. I don't think there's one drawing in particular that haunts me. But, there are a few. There are a few drawings I wish I could redo. Perfect Blue says, and thanks for $10. Rob's Captain America looks okay for just a second. Then your brain renders this nightmare. Don't look too closely or for too long. Just a quick glance. Yeah, exactly. That's how you need to. That's how you need to enjoy Rob Liefeld's work. Honestly, it rocks, but it's just not good. So what are you gonna do? His personal opinions have riled up a hefty section of social media, and he knows that. Rob loves that. What are your thoughts on Liefeld's tweets and DC Comics in general? Why would you put this here? You're trying to 411 Mania. when you're saying, what are your thoughts on Liefeld's tweets? And you put this here, what are you trying to get at people? This is so disingenuous. What are you trying to get out of people? You're trying to get them to go, oh, fuck Rob Liefeld. What does he know? He don't know nothing. Look at the way he draws. What are my opinions about what Rob has to say? Yeah, the whole comic book industry is going off a cliff. I've said this over and over again. It's not just DC. Are you kidding me? Look at Comic-Con for May of 2019. This is pathetic. And they want you to focus on this stuff here. You don't focus on the leaders here. Don't focus on this. DC's number one. I heard Zack talking about this today. He said this is all about double shipping and triple shipping and over shipping. No, it's not. It's about over ordering with variant covers. I don't know how many variant covers this book had, but it had quite a few. Double shipping doesn't reflect itself here. These are estimated ship units ordered, shipped, requested. It's not the number. Like DC could take this and go, you know what? We're going to double ship this book and actually send 480,000. That's what double shipping is, but it wouldn't show up on estimated units sold. This is Diamond reporting back to DC Comics and saying, we need this many copies. So this is legit. They sold 242,365 copies. But the question is, how did they do it? Is it just one cover? I don't even know. I mean, maybe it's just one cover. But if it's 80 covers and it's their big zombie event, you've got a hit. I mean, this is DC Comics copying Marvel Zombies. Marvel Zombies was a great big hit. Why wouldn't this be a great big hit? Blackest Night was an enormous hit. Let's just imitate Marvel Zombies and Blackest Night and do it all over again. With Trevor Hairsine, who, I mean, where has Trevor Hairsine been? I'm drinking a lot of water. People think I'm fatter than I am. I'm losing weight. I'm not bragging about it, though. I refuse to brag about it until I'm skinny. And then you guys will see me and be like, what the hell happened? I thought you were a big fat slob. And I'm like, that was just a game I was playing with you. A mind game. I was playing a mind game with you. Touch of Chaos says 4 to 10 covers. Can you guys find out how many variant covers this book actually has? That's what I want to know. Matt G says, I want to motorboat Captain America's pectoids. You're not alone, pal. Doomsday Clock. I mean, this is, look, 117,000. This is just not good. It's just, I mean, it's number 10. I guess it's okay. It's the 10th issue. Batman Last Night on Earth. Savage Avengers. Number 111. Don't call something savage in this day and age, unless you're Beyonce. Savage Avengers. Batman Who Laughs. 108. All right, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 books up over 100,000. None of Your Business says 44 covers for issue number 1. I do believe it. I do believe it. All right, but this is what you want to look at. You really want to look at kind of the midsection here. When you see Walking Dead is selling 48,000, don't look at this. This is the stuff. These are the books that are meant to tease retailers, to get retailers. This is the bait. This is sucker bait. But, pay attention to where Batman's at. Are you kidding me? You've got Batman now. Batman was at 88,000 last month. Now it's at 83, 82,000. You've got their flagship title sinking fast. Confirmed over 44 covers, says the Laughing Man. Touch of Chaos confirms 44 covers for Deceased. Okay, your boy Zack, so, go back and correct yourself. This isn't double shipping. This is 44 variant covers. 44 variant covers. And that all they were able to get with 44 variant covers is 242,000 sales. That is insane. That's insane. 44 variant covers. Michael Lee says Indiegogo is going after Agenda by James Hudnall. What does that mean? Trevor Wright says 44 covers. That's Mike S. Miller level is stupid. No, it's not. Dude, that is too many. So let me just make this clear. When people say, oh, this is just double shipping, it isn't double shipping. Double shipping does not show up on these charts. Double shipping, the only way you would see double shipping, you would see that in the stores. You would go in there and be like, how come there are like, 58 copies of Savage Avengers when really the shop only orders 10 of hottest books? Why? Oh, that's because the store said you should have had more faith in Savage Avengers and sent 5 times as many copies. That's why. So just so you guys understand that. But you look at this, you scroll down and you look at Superman is now selling in the 40s. 47,000. Green Lantern, which is better than it's ever been. By the way, Mark Miller said to Rob Liefeld, he said, what are you talking about? Like, all of DC's books right now have great teams on them. Great teams on them. Some of the best creative teams that I've seen in a long time. All of their big books, Justice League, and I couldn't name the teams, honestly. Green Lantern, Superman, I don't know who's doing what. Detective Comics, Batman. Batman and the Outsiders rocking it with 51. Wow. Oh, it's a #1 issue. Michael Lee says, I got an email survey, wanted to know if I received okay, so that book. Yeah. By the way, guys, we'll talk about, I'll ask you in a second about that. Let's stick to the subject. This is terrible. Star Wars was selling at 1 million copies. Age of Boba Fett. Here's a Star Wars #1. Sliding in at 41,145. Here's the royalty line right here. Remember when I told you guys, most of these guys are really expecting you do a comic book and, you're getting your page rate and that's great. But you're kind of looking at royalties too. In order, and this is just a DC, I don't even know if Marvel is even offering incentive payments anymore, but DC Comics does, and you have to hit 40,000. So once your book sells 40,000, every copy sold over 40,000, 40,001, you're going to get like a nickel. Okay, so 5 cents if you penciled a 22-page comic and sold 40,001 copies. I just want to make that clear because some people say, well, what do you mean? Like, once you hit 40,001, you mean you get royalties for 40,001 books? You get 40,001 nickels? No, you get one. We get 1 nickel for 40,001. So let's make that clear. Look at where the Flash is. Oh, you're doing now. It used to be, you would do a comic book, and if you were at one of DC's bigger books like the Flash, you do a comic book, and then you get a nice check for $5,000. Past that, especially if you penciled and inked it like I did. I would do both. I would pencil and ink, so I would get 10 cents. That says 701 copies over the royalty line. This is the Flash. It's a big book. This was like their #2 franchise just a year ago. That's not good. There are only 40 books that are above the royalty line right now. Really, this should be all the way down at 100. 40 should be at 100. You look at these books, Conan the Barbarian selling 32,000. Nobody's getting royalties on that. Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man #6. Nobody's getting royalties on that. Nobody's getting royalties on this stuff. Hold on a second. Let me see. I'm going to see how these charts work. Dollars, issue, price, publisher, units. I wish we could see last month, like a comparison for last month. I don't see that here. Wow, Spawn's at number 45. You know what's going to be pretty cool? In July, Vampirella #1 is going to be right in here. Vampirella is doing great. I think it's going to be even higher up in the charts. Sold 60,000 copies. Yeah. Who else is in here? Is the Umbrella guy in here? You guys are the best. I just want to say, thanks for hanging out tonight. I felt like doing a live stream. We survived the tornado. We got 1,577 people watching tonight. I love probably I probably love 1,570 of you. No, wait, 1,573 right now. I probably love 1,564 of you. Just an estimate. Just an estimate. There are probably about 7 of you that are sons of bitches. But, you know, like most of you, I love. You know, there are like 12 SJWs that ruin things, and they always watch. You know, they're watching right now. All right, Turtles, Batman Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles still selling, but you really go down this chart here, and what you see is just devastating. Captain Marvel, number 5. They're going to cancel this again. They are going to cancel this again. Of course they are. It's at 26,086 copies. That movie made $1 billion. Where's Ms. Marvel? Can I find Ms. Marvel? Is it up? Is it outselling Captain Marvel? Oh, Ms. Marvel's a big seller. Let's see it this way. Where is it? I don't understand. How could it? Where is it? All right, let's go down. Ms. Marvel. Look at this. Star Wars Rebellion, Age of Rebellion, Jabba the Hutt. I would buy that book. I love Jabba the Hutt. Let's see. Ms. Marvel, it's sold 500,000 copies. It's a big hit, they just told me. It's on the top 100. Oh, here it is. It's at number 119, having sold, number 3, having sold 18,000 copies. 18,000 copies at $3.99. Cyberfrog is bumping right up against that ass with 16,700 copies of a $25 book. But tell me more about Ms. Marvel. Big hit. Big hit. Yeah, 500,000 over the past 10 years. That is correct, Dank Plank. Which number is the most positive surprise for you on this list? Comic Artist Pro Secrets. Oh, that Jabba the Hutt book. I'm like, yeah. I'm going to be happy to see Vampirella up in here. Honestly, scrolling down a little bit, I just saw, every time I see a Dynamite book bumping up here. Look, Red Sonja, Vampirella, Betty Veronica coming in at 20,357. You know, you see this kind of thing and you go, yeah, Dynamite is moving up the charts. Dynamite is figuring things out. Who wouldn't want to read a book with Red Sonja, Vampirella, and then crossover with Archie, Betty, and Veronica? Yeah. Sailor Moon loves Tuxedo Mask says, I'm a stock market expert. Hate to admit it, but Mike is right about Bitcoin and Litecoin. I suggest to everyone, including the SJWs watching, Litecoin. I don't know how to believe any of that. I'm not quite sure about any of that. But yes, absolutely, SJWs do go ahead and buy in. Wonder Twins. I mean, this is just oh. Let me see where the trade paperbacks are, because this doesn't really have anything to do with us. It is sad. It's mopey and sad. What are trade paperbacks doing? All right, so the number 1 trade paperback is from DC, Under the Moon, a Catwoman tale, 4,936 copies. That's good. You know, I mean, Comicsgate is killing it. Is just absolutely destroying it. GR Paul says, may the light of the human sunbeam guide us all. Hail Caesar. Hey, thank you, GR Paul. Thanks for $20. I appreciate you. Very kind of you. And of course. Yeah, a lot of people talking about Bitcoin. I will invest a little bit in Bitcoin, but not until it plummets again. When it plummets again, and it will. Because I looked at it over the course of a year, and it looks like a roller coaster ride. I don't understand why it's so unstable. When it plummets again and Mike loses all his money, that's when I will buy in. I'll put a little bit in there. A little bit, not much. Ribbit coin is going to be the thing. Ribbit coin is going to be much better. That's the Cyberfrog coin set that's coming with the trading cards that you guys are going to be seeing. Look at this. Umbrella Guy must be losing his mind. IDW loses another 3.7 million. 1.6 million from publishing. I mean, this is just what the hell? By the way, Gillette advertising on Bleeding Cool, of course. IDW Media Holdings has reported its second quarter financials for 2019, and it doesn't look like good news. Overall, the company had a net loss of 3.7 million, with 1.6 million of those losses coming from IDW Publishing, the branch of the company that publishes comic books. The news comes on the heels of a massive stock offering IDWM undertook in an effort to secure funding to pay off debts incurred largely to fund their various television projects, as well as to raise capital to pay for future television projects, including the much anticipated fourth season of Wynonna Earp, for which it was said the writer's room could open by June this month. However, despite hitting their $23 million funding goal, statements by IDW Media Holdings chairman, CEO, and controlling stockholder Howard Jonas make no mention of Wynonna Earp whatsoever. The successful completion of our private placement has put IDW Media on a strong financial footing. We're working together to restore the company to profitability in fiscal 2020 and to realize the full potential of IDW's extensive IP portfolio. IDW Entertainment's October Faction and V-Wars are both in post-production and scheduled for delivery to Netflix in the fourth quarter of this year. With the initial seasons of those series concluded, we will pivot to production models that require less capital and minimize downside risk. Lock and Key, which is now in principal photography for delivery to Netflix in early fiscal 2020, is being developed under a production services agreement for which IDW will receive a percentage of the production budget with limited risk. IDW Entertainment has also identified a robust pipeline of 15 potential projects from IDW publishing portfolio and is developing pitches. And so this guy's just hemorrhaging money. Hemorrhaging money. Is developing pitches and scripts for streaming and traditional broadcast television networks, as well as for feature film platforms. The pipeline represents a targeted array of genres. Looking forward further ahead, we intend to develop at least 2 new projects or feature films from our pipeline per year. Shocking. Neither was the show mentioned in the What's up with that? Why aren't they talking about Wynonna Earp? Why is Wynonna Earp an embarrassment to IDW? They should not be embarrassed. Here's the numbers showing the overall losses are down from last quarter. The losses from the publishing sector are up. This is what the comic book industry is doing. The comic book industry right now is scrambling to publish cheap-ass comics that don't hemorrhage money in order to hopefully leverage some sort of television deal. Everyone is looking at Mark Miller. Everyone is looking at Mark Miller and saying, boy, how do we do what he did? Now, he sold his entire portfolio of creation to Netflix for $50 million. I mean, that's Scotsman, that fuzzy-headed Scotsman. He's feeling pretty good right now. He's feeling pretty good about himself. $50 million, you can afford to sit back and make fun of DC Comics, I guess, which is probably what he wants to do. So that's what everybody else wants to do too. Everybody else wants to do that. What can we do? Let's create a bunch of shitty, excuse my language, my SJW terminology, shitty, cheap-ass comic book stories, crime noir dramas that don't really belong in comics. Let's do a bunch of sex romp comedies about perverts. And then we're going to see if there's any way, because the content of these comics is so cheap, it shouldn't cost very much to option them and turn them into garbage tier television shows for Netflix or Hulu or Amazon Prime or any of these other emerging streaming platforms. Please just buy this from us. Please. These people don't care about comics. None of these people care about comics. They don't care. I don't understand. I mean, I understand. I understand that they're exploiting this industry. I understand that while destroying this industry and making it into a political megaphone for just the worst type of human being that has ever evolved, the social justice warrior, I understand that they do not care. They don't have any love for comics. They're not doing these things as comic books. They're basically spending. They consider the comics that they produce, especially for companies like Image or IDW, as loss leaders to get their stupid screenplays under the noses of producers. That's all they want to do. That's the only reason why they want to do this. These people write stupid screenplays. They get them illustrated. They go to Image. Image Comics is a not-for-profit. It's a non-profit comic book company. It is. People go, that's funny that you say that because they're not making any money. No, they literally are a non-profit comic book publisher. The whole thing about comics, about Image Comics, is that they just say, look, you want to come over here? Okay, so you want to do your comic here. It's going to cost you $2,500 an issue. And for that, we will do all the work. We're going to publish your comic for you. You can use the image eye. We'll solicit it. We'll do everything. You just pay us the $2,500. We're basically we're a sweatshop for shitty SJW comics. And we don't want anything. When the checks come in, if you make any money off of your comic book, and good luck, because you've spent $2,500 on it already, good luck making any money off of your horrible comic book and Image. But if you do, we'll send you a check and you can split it 5 ways with all your weirdo collaborators. It's cat food money. That's what Image does. And so these people, they think of it, they go, that's not a bad deal. I mean, $2,500. Now, if you're thinking of it as, hey, I'm a comic book creator, that's one thing. Then it's a terrible deal and you don't want to do it. But if you're thinking of it as, hey, these people are going to take my horrible screenplay that I had my friend illustrate, and they're going to take our sweaty comic book pages and they're going to turn them into a comic book, and they're going to get them solicited and put into comic book stores where perhaps we're going to have a much better chance, a much more likely chance of getting these things optioned for television or a movie, especially if we're hiring a social justice warrior agent to get our comics put under the noses of people like I just described. That's going to help too. But it just makes sense. And you wonder, you look at these comics and go, why are they such garbage? Because they're not meant to be comics. They just are comics. It's not about comics. It's not about the traditional comic book that used to entertain you. That's not what these are for anymore. These are storyboards for shitty movies that they hope are going to happen on free streaming platforms. That's what you're reading. That's what people want you to buy right now. Booker T says, Ethan, you looking real Jack, baby. Thank you, Booker T. You'd be surprised how many times I heard that today. Yeah, I mean, basically, Cyberfrog is a comic book. Jawbreakers is a comic book. I want it to be a video game because I want to play it. But if it never becomes anything, I just want it to be a comic book. I love comic books. I was brought up to make comic books. My whole life, all my ambitions have been to make comic books. So I just want Cyberpunk to be a comic book. These people don't like comics. They don't care. I read Cyberfrog today again, like I was saying. Oh my God, I was so happy with it. I made Andrea read it too. Sit down and read this. She's like, will you read it to me? I was like, no. Because I don't want to act out all the voices. You have to read it yourself because I want it to happen in your head. If I get it wrong, like, you read it. You tell me if it worked. She read it. She was delighted. So this is good. Yeah, I think it's good too. I don't know. I said, I can't wait for SJWs to read this, secretly like it a lot, and then have to pretend they hate it. I can't wait. I can't wait. I saw the stock. I saw the whole thing. They show me the chromium. It looks freaking awesome. They said, so your whole thing, your promise to your fans was to offer them a comic book that looked like the best of the way comic books looked in the 90s. So we need to go over and make sure the paper stock and everything fulfills that promise. You want to make this look like a comic book. I said, yes, it has to look like the kind of comic book that was on the stands in 1991, 1992, 1993, when comics were blowing up and making millions of dollars and people were spending money making comic books look pretty on the outside and the inside. Oh, that's what I want this to look like. Oh, and the other thing was, so they go, well, some of these comics, you said you're going to do sketches, like you're going to do, I think I sold maybe like 400 or 500 like Cyberfrog sketches on the comic itself. So for the chromium editions, we're like, how do you do that? How do you draw on the chromium? Like, what if it smears? Blah blah blah. Hey Zach says I can't wait. I can't. Zach, I'll send it to you. You can read it right now. Earth Citizen 09 says, Caesar, do you think Renfamous, Mags, and Waid will read it? Yes. Maybe not Mark Waid. Comics. Zach says, hey, I have a wrench. What does that mean? Zach, I made you a moderator. You can ban people if you want. Somebody said, why isn't Zach a moderator? I said, yeah, you should be. It's a privilege. It means you're special. You have mod powers. Where was I? Oh yeah, okay. So here's what it's going to be. You guys tell me if you like this. Okay, so the original Chromium books have a Chromium cover wrap around. Like the front is, either the Cyberfrog cover or the Salamandroid cover. The back of it is just going to be mirrored Chromium with like the Laughing Man all caps comics logo real big on the back. I'm so excited. All caps comics. It's all happening. And you open it up. Oh wow, GRP poll, $100. Only 6 days left to back Vestige, #1 graphic novel on Indiegogo. Only $1,500 away from our 50K stretch goal to upgrade Caesar's beautiful cover. Hail Caesar. Hail GRP poll. Everyone back Vestige. Yeah. Wow, thank you. All right, so you open up the Chromium cover, and underneath is going to be a sketch cover. And because it's like, well, how do I do the it's going to look like sketch paper. There's going to be a kind of white like not cardboard, but like a sketch cover texture, and it's going to look like a blue lined page. It's going to say all caps comics. It's going to look like a kind of pseudo sketch cover kind of thing with like a blue line around it. And that way I can sign that. And also I'll do the sketches on those covers. So that way it'll be, if you ordered one of those sketch covers for $100, I think it was, you're going to get your sketch on that. But the thing about it is that people are like, look, what are people going to do? Like, you don't need to do a signing anywhere. You've already signed all of the comics. So like, what's the point? Yeah. Everyone who backed the Chromium editions is going to have a sketch cover underneath the Chromium cover. So you open up the Chromium cover, you have a sketch cover, a blank sketch cover underneath that if you didn't buy mine, you can take it to a con and you can get someone else to draw on it. Or if you meet me, you can get me to do the sketch on it later. Okay. And so then you open it up and it's the comic. But I was like, how much more is this going to cost me? I was like, oh my gosh, the book's going to be a little bit more expensive than I thought. I don't care. I'm so excited about it. No, not 85 cents. The Chromium cover itself, just the Chromium sheet, is a little bit more than $1. So it's an expensive book. It's a really expensive book. But yeah, it is. It's so great. Thank you guys so much. When I think about it, and I think about how this book is, so it's the best thing I've ever done, and you guys let me do it. You guys made it possible for me to do this. Julia Stornew says, what about the Salamandra cover? The same thing. So the two initial, the Salamandroid and the Cyberfrog cover with the Chromium are both going to have the same thing on it, the same sketch cover. Yeah. I'm very, very excited. Thank you guys. Thank you so much. If you haven't backed it, there's still time. You know, the fist bump cover is still up. It is still available. You can still order it. The link is in the description. It's being printed. I'm so psyched. Oh my God, it took a year. It took like a year from the idea of doing it to like getting it done. It's going to be just awesome. Soyberfox says, just finish the book, Ethan. It's done. It's done. And I put extras in it too. I put lots of extras in it. And I'm telling you, what's going to be great is when it comes, when you guys all have your books in hand and it's all over Twitter. Oh, the salt that will flow. The salt that will flow. Yeah, I beat Richard Pace by 4 years. I beat Rob Liefeld by 5 years. It's a big deal. Sailor Moon loves Tuxedo Mask. Thanks for $4.99. I like playing cards, poker, or any game. I understand there will be trading cards, which I love, but what about actual playing cards with Cyberfrog on it? I would do those. You know, all that stuff. I want to do lots of stuff like that. The trading cards, I went over 2 days ago. I was in a meeting to go over the trading cards. I looked at the trading cards. Kyle Ritter, I bought his 2 pinups. I paid Kyle Ritter for his 2 pinups. And he is going to be in the trading card set. And I can't remember if we were able to get him in the comic book itself. I think we were. But Kyle Ritter's 2 pinups that he did are going to be in the trading card set. And okay. All right, hold on a second. God, I'm so excited about this stuff. I'm talking about like stuff that pisses me off, and I should be talking about things that make me very happy. Let me find my info here. Comic book sales are all down. In the meantime, Cyberfrog is just a blast. It's just a blast. Everything is so fun. They're showing me. All right, hang on. Oh, it's an email from Jordan Peterson. Uh-oh. All right, let's see here. Okay, can I show you this? No, I can't really show you that. I got to do this. I'll do it like this. All right, so this is start sharing. Bum, 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 ba, ba, ba. Okay, this is the trading card pack for the series of trading cards that are going to come out. Artura77 says, in my opinion, YouTuber It's a Gundam has the perfect Cyberfrog voice. Oh, let me check that out. Hatch450SX says, is it too late for Jawbreakers? I'm late. Sorry. Is Jawbreakers closed? I think it's closed. Go look. Go double check. But I think Jawbreakers is closed now. But he's going to do it. You'll have another chance, I'm sure, to get, get this, get the Jawbreakers book. All right. So this is the foil pack, not for your 2-pack. So everyone who backs, if you back today, if you backed, last June, you are going to receive a 2-pack of cards. You're going to get the Cyberfrog card and the Salamandroid card. On the back of the cards are the stats. Hold on, let me unshare and so I can show this to you. There's some private stuff here. Let me see, does this work? Yeah. Okay, let me show you this. Dun, dun, dun. All right, so you're looking at the design for the trading card right now. So here it is. So this is the special Cyberfrog promo card that you're going to get. You're going to get one of these and one of Salamandroid. This is the Cyberfrog card. See, it says Cyberfrog and then Kyle Ritter down here. The back of the card, Cyberfrog promo card 1, and you've got all of his stats. He's 200 pounds. He weighs 200 pounds. He's 5'6". His armor's heavy. His armor is heavy. So you're going to get this. You'll get his stats. You'll get his first appearance and all this stuff. Now, this promo card is only available for backers of the Indiegogo campaign of the comic book, because we are going to be doing. And these you're going to get the Cyberfrog card. You'll get the Salamandroid card, and they're going to be foil wrapped in a pack. That's just exclusive to you guys. Okay, so my gosh, I'm like, my heart skips a beat. I get so excited about this. So they're promo cards for the new Cyberfrog trading card set that we're doing. We're doing these trading card sets that are just absolutely unbelievable. Let me show you this again. And this is huge because like, my whole goal was to just put people to work. Like, it's like, I want to put comic skaters to work. All right, this is the Cyberfrog Deluxe Ultra Premium Trading Card Set. 7 cards per pack. You're going to get one of these. They're expensive. They're way more expensive than you would think. You're probably only going to buy 1 pack of these. But here's what it comes with. When you buy a pack, you get 2 base cards, and I think there are 18 total base cards to get the whole set. 1 signed card, so you're going to get an autograph. Guess who's autographing? Not just me, Kyle Ritter. Kyle Ritter is going to be doing autograph cards. Deaf colorist, the coolest colorist in the world, is going to be signing and autographing his own cards for this set. So those of you who said, can we get Kyle to sign something? Yeah, Kyle is going to be signing these. He's going to get paid to sign his own cards. They're going to be absolutely beautiful. All right, so you get 1 autograph card. It'll be me or Kyle. And let's see, 1 line art or throwback card. We found a bunch of old artwork from Cyberfrog, like really good files. We're going to do like throwback cards. So there will be 6 throwback cards. There will be 6 line art cards, 1 puzzle card. Okay, so that you can build a puzzle. And then this is the big thing here. This is where the money comes in. 2 sketch cards per pack. So, when you buy an ordinary pack of trading cards, you might have to buy 20 or 30 packs before you find one that has a piece of original art in it. No, when you buy 1 pack of Cyberfrog cards, you are guaranteed to get 2 sketch cards, 2 original drawings, works of art on cards. I have given these jobs to comic skaters. So all of your favorite comic skaters right now, and they just received them. They've just received blank sketch cards with the little Cyberfrog logo, and you flip it over, it says "Friend of Cyberfrog," and they're going to autograph the back. These guys are at work doing somewhere between 25 and 200 cards a piece, and all of the biggest names in Comicsgate are going to be doing this. So when you open up your pack of cards, I'm doing, I think, 200 of them or more. I'm going to be doing 200 of these cards myself. When you open up your pack, you're going to get 2 original drawings in color from, it could be me, could be Mike S. Miller, could be Elliot Fernandez. Everyone is doing them. Everyone is doing them. No Nasser. I don't think Nasser draws. But yeah. Everyone's going to be doing these. It's going to be fun. This is not going to be confusing at all. People who are saying this is more confusing than Mike's, no, it isn't. You're going to be able to buy 1 pack of cards, as many packs of cards as you want. Also, each pack of cards is going to come with a Cyberfrog coin. Instead of a stick of gum, I've taken gold 50-cent pieces, and there's a special process to make them into coins, like Cyberfrog coins. They're still gold, they're still money, but they have Cyberfrog on them. And there are 6 of them. You can get Cyberfrog, Salamandroid, Heather Swain. I think we're doing a Vespis one. Those, you will get 1 50-cent piece, like Cyberfrog exclusive gold coin for every pack of cards that you buy. Yes, Kyung is doing them. Kyung has a bunch of them. He's working on these too. Let me see if people are asking who. Yeah. Renfamous is not doing one. I want my cards drawn by Doug, says Bogus Fortune. I think I offered him if he's able to do them. I mean, he's working on Earthworm Jim. Doug is certainly invited to do Cyberfrog cards. Absolutely. I want him to. And everyone's invited. Everyone's invited to do it. Actual gold. Yeah, these are 50-cent pieces. Like they're gold coins. They're spendable American currency, but they've been turned into Cyberfrog coins. Gonzo the Great says, EVS, could we trade our doubles within the chat? You can do whatever you want. They'll be yours. Black Russian Bot says, that's awesome. Hail Caesar, hail war coins. Yeah. It's going to be cool. Anna could do them if she wanted some. RT Bear. Yeah, I got to get RT Bear to do some. There are a few more people who I want to get some cards to. I told everybody you have to do at least 25. but you can do as many as 200. We need thousands of them. Okay, we need thousands of these cards to be able to produce this this set and do this Indiegogo campaign. So the minute you guys get your books, I'm going to be launching the Indiegogo campaign for these trading cards. I've got everybody working on them right now. We might be doing some live streams where you can watch us draw these. But the minute that, like, once you guys start getting your books in your hands and you're feeling Cyberfrog and you know what it is, and it's a part of your life now. You're going to be able to back the trading cards and get a pack, get a set. You can get a crate of them if you want to, which will guarantee that you'll get one of everything. But yeah, it is. It's going to be cool. It's going to be cool. Yeah, I'm so excited. I'm stopping sharing now. Oh my God, everything is fun. Everything is so fun. All right, let me see here. All right, so we'll go back. I'm going to read some super chats that I missed. And thank you guys for joining me tonight as we just celebrate celebrate SJWs being destroyed and celebrate me surviving a tornado. And thank goodness that I did, because, you know, we've got all this stuff that we need to do. We've got all this stuff that we need to do. We need to actually produce trading cards. We need to produce more comics. Cyberfrog 2 is already underway. Rainbow Brute is on its way. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Rainbow Brute. Rainbow Brute. This is going to be the first time that we've been able to do this. There's going to be a tier with Rainbow Brute. You can get a stuffed animal Rainbow Brute. We've got that all set up. Couple of things. Rainbow Brute is going to have merchandise galore. I got people. All right. Should we talk about Rainbow Brute for a second or no? I was going to go back and read super chats, but I don't know. Now I kind of feel like talking about Rainbow Brute. Let me see. Rainbow Brute is a big deal. Should I tease some Rainbow Brute info? All right. So here's the thing about Rainbow Brute. Here's Rainbow Brute. Yeah. All right. This is Rainbow Brute. Rainbow Brute, for those of you who don't know, Rainbow Brute is the next comic book campaign. We're going to do Rainbow Brute before we do Cyberfrog 2. I wish that we didn't have to. I wish there was some way that I could just immediately put this out and just move on to Cyberfrog 2. I want to just keep the story going. But Rainbow Brute is so important. A couple of things. I'm being told by lawyers that I should probably, if I want to do more than one issue of Rainbow Brute, I should just change the name of the book to Rain Bro and just leave the Brute out. If I call him Rain Bro, I can keep him. If I call him Rainbow Brute, I have to call it Rainbow Brute a parody, and I can only do one. So I'm talking about that. I'm talking with people and saying, you know what? Like, how important is it to me that I call him Rainbow Brute? Should I just call him Rain Bro? If I call him Rain Bro, I can keep him. So that is the question. I'm talking to people about it. Because I mean, honestly, if it's just Rain Bro and, you know, it's something that I can trademark, we can just do a sequel. You know, we can keep going. We can do a lot more merchandise. Now, the thing about Rainbow Brute is this. The joke about Rainbow Brute is that basically we're taking girls' culture, girls' pop culture from the 1980s, and we're making it for men. Okay? We're taking it and we're making it for guys. So if you go back to the 1980s, you'll remember, of course, all of the girl culture. Rainbow Brute, of course, is based on, it's a parody of a certain other character, a girl's character from the 1980s. Other characters will be parodied within this comic book. You know, we will have the emo bears. We will have the Onion Patch Kids. We're going to have Monkey Keys, who just want to suck you. They just want to suck. If the Munchie Cheese just want to suck their own thumbs all the time, they want to suck your thumb now. Hideous apes that want to suck your thumb. You know. So, Yeah, I'm not sure. Jake Foley says Rain Bro or Rain Bro. Either way, I like it. I would do Rain, REIGN Bro. Still, I think. I don't know. Yeah. I'll think about it. Richard Weffis says, call it Rainbow and just have every issue story title have the word brute included. Well, that's what he is. Like you'd say, well, what are you, you're a fairy? I'm not a fairy, I'm a brute. Rainbow, actually, yeah, like Rainbow, just RAIN. That's just, yeah. We're getting it. All right, so here's the thing that I found out. I can make scratch and sniff stickers. Think of the potential of Rainbow Brute scratch and sniff stickers. Can you make a scratch and sniff sticker that smells like honeysuckle and BO? Can you make a scratch and sniff sticker that smells like beer and Skittles? All of the horrible stuff that girls liked in the 1980s, we're going to take over. Then we're going to do it for we're going to do it for guys. Trapper Keepers, a Rainbow Brute tactical Trapper Keeper. It's a tactical Trapper Keeper. Yeah. All right, hang on 1 second, guys. I need a 3-minute break. I will be right back. Let me hit mute on this. I think I got an issue upstairs. Hang on, Ava's crying. Okay, I'm back. I gotta go. Andrew's like, I need parenting backup. She's like, are you still alive? Hey, get off. I need you. So I want to thank you all. Thank you so much for being here. I could talk about Rainbow Brute all night long. I'm so excited about it. I appreciate you guys and your endless support. Cecil's here. Oh, all right. Let me go take care of this, and maybe I'll be back on later tonight. I don't really know, but thank you so much, and I'll see you guys again soon. Let me see. Let me get this fixed. Okay, good. Thanks, everyone. All right. Bye-bye.